Welcome to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for Gatekeeper and HyzerMedia's combined coverage of the 2023 Innovadiscs Myrtle Beach Open. As always, we've got to thank our presenting sponsors, Cosmic Disc Golf, D-Town Disc Golf, and Reaper Disc Supply for making this coverage possible. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth by Dan Brooks-Wells. Dan, who do we have on our card today for this back nine?
We have Deann Carey from Shelby, North Carolina. We have Juliana Korver, world champ from Orange City, Iowa. We have Paige Shue, world champ from Charlotte, North Carolina. And last but not least, we have Jasmine Pollack from Surfside Beach, South Carolina.
It's been an exciting round so far, jumping into the back nine here with hole 10 plays as course hole 4, but for the tournament, it's going to be hole 10, par 3, 330. You have two gaps. You can aim for the left gap and the right gap. Left gap's kind of a straight shot, maybe a slight turnover. The right gap is kind of just going to be a nice pushing hyzer the whole way to the basket. Dealer's choice. The right gap's a little bigger, so you'll probably see most folks take that side.
Yeah, guys, and Nate, I don't know if you said this already, but if you didn't see the front nine, go over to Gatekeeper. Check it out.
Yes, very, very, very good point to call out. This is a great shot from Juliana. Fades out a little early. Ooh, and a big skip as well. Going to leave her on the edge of the rough, but she might have a look at it either way. Jasmine up next. As Dan mentioned on the front nine, she was the FA1 champ of this tournament from last year, and as is tradition, gets the nod to be featured on this round one FPO feature card. So it's been great to watch her. Very solid putt, very smooth form so far in this first round.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like her game. If she, again, from the front nine, if she could just get a tad bit more distance, I feel like these drives would be getting into circle one. But that being said, she's very controlled and very smooth, like you said. And talk about controlled. She wants it to get back over to the left, and it does. Paige will have a putt.
Nice upshot there from Jasmine. Should be tap in par. Here's where Juliana ended up. Or no, this is Deann actually. Just outside the circle.
I thought she made it. I thought that was in.
Tickles the chains on the right-hand side, but doesn't quite find purchase. An outside the circle look for Juliana as well, but kind of a tricky lie there.
Yeah, it looked uncomfortable, a little stepper. And Paige, the front nine, had a little bit of putting woes. Let's see if she can pick it up, and there she is, right back at it.
Yeah, you know, Paige knew that this was a new video for the back nine, so
right.
She was able to get that mental reset, you know. So you're welcome, Paige, for restarting the video for you. We're going to take credit for that one for sure. Couple tap in pars for the rest of the card. Pretty close scoring, you know, not too much scoring separation so far. A lot of kind of bonus birdies here that we've seen so far in these first 10 holes, but definitely some scoring opportunity here down the stretch. Starting with hole 11, it's a par 3 at 296 feet. Pretty tight gap that you're going to see off the tee. If you have, most players can probably just throw something straight, right? Obviously, there's a little right movement at the end of the flight on this hole, but you don't really need to throw a forehand or a really technical backhand. If you can throw a straight shot, you're going to have yourself a 20-footer. So we'll kind of see what speed and or shape these ladies go with, but in my head, I'm just trying to throw this shot dead straight, and you should have yourself a putt.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, like they want to get that left movement, you know, so they don't want to throw it straight, so they throw something a little bit too overstable, and that's what ends up ruining their shot. I like your mindset of just throw it straight and have a putt. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, two great shots from Juliana and Paige. I think both of those got a little lucky towards the end of the flight to get through. If you do overturn it like that, you got to beat a couple of trees, but still, the shape and the gap hit was well executed both times. This is looking great as well from Jasmine. Yeah, a little ground play as well comes up out there in circle 2, probably 40 feet or so. This looks great.
Yeah, this is gonna get that fade back. Maybe a little bit too much, huh?
Yeah, a little bit too much fade. You don't, the basket is slightly on the right hand side of the fairway, but Deann's still going to have a look at it.
Jasmine, she gives that one a bid. She's had that distance looks kind of the whole round. I think one of them's gonna drop for her.
Circle's edge look for Paige there. Doesn't quite find the chains. Deann kind of off in the brush. Did she say she saw a spider?
Yeah, something like that. I think she did. She got distracted mid jump and told everyone about it.
Got spooked maybe there. Juliana, tough little straddle putt. Just a bit short. She's been online pretty much every putt, just an inch low or an inch high here and there. Nice comebacker there from Deann after Spidergate.
Listen,
trademarking that.
This is one thing that separates us from ball golfers, right? Like we got to crawl into this stuff and we got to deal with the elements and the wilderness, and ball golfers just don't have to deal with that stuff.
Yeah, they don't know about the struggles of the rough, the real rough,
That's right.
Golf rough is nothing. Disc golf rough is a whole different animal.
Oh no,
Poison ivy and
That's
thorns and bees or spiders apparently.
Everything, dude. Coyotes, I mean, you name it.
Yeah, we've seen it all. Got ourselves a par frame here on the 11th.
Third year of the Throw-Peak Women's Disc Golf Championship. We are hosting women from all over the world. This week isn't just about the top women in our game. We have opportunities for spectators and fans and women who are wanting to learn the game to come out and be a part of the experience. We're doing our clinic Saturday, and the touring pros, when they finish their round, will come over and they'll teach you how to play disc golf. So you can come out, you can watch them, you can learn, you can just be a part of this experience that's all about women's disc golf.
The Innova Rolo, the disc made for rolling. 4. The Rolo, making rollers fun.
Here we are, hole 12, par 4, 609. This is a tough hole. It's a dead straight. I'm not going to say tunnel because it's fairly wide fairway, but it follows this road. So the ground play, you're going to get a lot of ground play. So if you don't land your disc flat, you're likely going to skip off into the rough on either side. So yeah, the goal of the tee shot really is just keep something in the middle. You can bite off as much as you want. As much as you're comfortable with, I should say. And then the second shot, you're going to get a little bit of a left to right moving shot into the green. But goal off the tee is just find a way to keep something in the middle, kind of like that. It's pretty much perfect.
Yeah, it looks awesome. And as disc golfers, we are not used to being able to throw into a road. So that's a little bit of a, for me, like mentally challenging. Like, oh, I can actually use this road to skip off of.
Yeah, you can use it, but also at the same time, can be a disadvantage too, because the both sides of the rough are very thick, so you definitely don't want to be in there. So yeah, if you can get a straight skip, land your disc flat, that's definitely a nice plus. So far, 3 really great drives.
Yeah.
This is looking good too. A little low, but might get some of that road ground play.
Yeah, it just sneaks a little bit right off the road. I really wanted to see that on the road and kind of ride it. Those low shots can get a lot of skip on the pavement. Kind of like this if it stays. Nah, catches some grass.
Yeah, that's pretty much just a par play from Jasmine, just looking to bite off, get to that corner before the fairway starts to move right. This is a more aggressive line, but a bit overturned. A fortunate kick, honestly, to kick left and not right into that rough. That's where you can get into some trouble back there. This is going for the green, but looks like it's going to start to fade out.
It looks like it's going to be a tough putt.
Yeah, she does have a putt though, but yeah, another one of those just call him a Homer Simpson putt because that's just that meme keeps coming to mind for some reason today. This has a nice shape to it.
Oh yeah, nice soft landing, nose up, kind of a helicopter down inside the circle putt.
Yeah, it's the advantage of being able to throw a slower disc into the green like Paige can. You know, you saw Juliana go to looked like a fairway driver and kind of, oh, as Deann gives this a bit of a run. It gets, a little bit more finish and fades out at the end, whereas Paige looked like she went with some sort of mid-range and just got that nice soft landing. Never really had a lot of movement to the left or the right. Um, just another perk that having that little bit of extra distance gets you. So I
Yeah,
guess Juliana's in there somewhere. Tough to give
it
that one
is.
a true go.
You're not really upset not making that. I mean, that's kind of a bonus putt once you're in there.
It's a big putt here for Deann, looking to save the par from just inside the circle,
Oh, maybe.
or just outside the circle, actually.
Yeah. She gave a little look like, "Am I inside? Am I inside?" Guess she was outside, and just off the rim there, about as close as you can get. No.
It's just the putt is just not there. Just a little left, little right.
And Jasmine, who will be putting for par, she probably came into this round with a game plan and trying to execute, not worrying about who's on her card.
Yeah, that's what you have to do sometimes, out here.
And there you go.
And she's
Well
doing
done.
well. She's parred pretty much almost every hole. Not really too many stressful par putts either. Just playing within herself,
Right.
staying in the fairway, hit the first gap off the tee. That's the main goal out here
Yeah, I mean,
at Splinter.
she's only two back of Paige and Deann, and she's been solid.
Yeah.
And sometimes executing your game plan, they all want a birdie, and maybe Jasmine wanted to par. Mentally, she's better off because she executed what she wanted to do.
Exactly. Shout out to Michelle Frazier, the only birdie on the day on that hole. Jumping in here to hole 13, probably the shortest hole on the course at only 210 feet. It's if you have a forehand, that shapes well for this hole with a little chipper through the biggest gap. But there are a couple different options depending on just what shot shape you're comfortable with. You can kind of make a couple of different gaps work. That is one of the fun parts about park style golf. Looks like Paige is going to opt for that forehand gap.
It's the first forehander of the day. All right.
At least off the tee, yeah. I think so. Looks
Off
like
the
it worked
tee,
out
yeah.
pretty well. Leaked out a little right, but she's going to have a putt.
Juliana really good with those Hyzer flip Annie shots, and good ground play and inside the circle. Very nice.
Yeah, she's kind of just opting for the straight shot, accepting that if she goes pin high left, she's going to still be inside the circle. And it worked out for her.
Catching a late tree.
It's like about 40 footer.
Look. Yeah.
Yeah. See if Deann can bounce back here. This looks like a good shape. Just going to have to miss a late tree or two. Doesn't quite, though. She's going to be in circle 2 as well. See if she can adjust after that last hole, just being a bit off.
Come on.
And she does. Deann Carey knocks it down from 45. So smooth. A little spinner.
Never a doubt. That's awesome. That feels good.
Yeah, she's been close on a couple of circle 2 putts. Able to knock that one down. Good momentum putt to get. Jasmine just comes up a bit short there on the look of her own.
Make up your mind, Paige. Come on.
That's a great straddle putt from maybe even outside the circle. I mean, that was a long little run she had to take there. Tricky footing as well. Wow.
Juliana's got this rocking putt, just a little low. Maybe the timing was off just a bit.
Yeah, with that nose down putt that she has, it's just Really got to commit to the height out of the hand to get it there. She's just been just doesn't quite have the confidence today. Still throwing the disc great, still 2 under par, very solid round going, but definitely left some strokes out there on the putting green.
It's one of those things where you're laying in bed at night and you're thinking about your round and you're like, I could have been 5, I could have been, I could have been 7.
Yeah, it's like it was good, but it could have been great, right? Jumping in hole 14, sponsored by DBW Disco. Love to see it. Par 3, 263. This is a forehand if you've got it. You can see those 2 trees on the right-hand side of the fairway. You want to just barely beat those on the left-hand side and then have the disc fade to the right. I'm not sure if this is gettable with a backhand turnover. Maybe these ladies will prove me wrong, but I think with how it shapes and it's such a drastic dog leg to the right that it really just shapes for that righty forehand if you've got it. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you could maybe theoretically go inside those 2 trees, but the rough's pretty thick, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, guys, pause the video quick and leave in the comments, is Nate going to be proved wrong? Do it now.
We'll see. Nice shot from Paige. A little too straight, if anything, so she's about pin high left in circle 2. Yeah, here's the backhand.
Come on.
I would love to be proven wrong. Almost got through.
Almost, but not quite.
Yeah, I've been told that the rough on this course in general has gotten less thick over the years, just as, people have played the course through wear and tear and things along those lines. So apparently it used to be a lot thicker on the right. Now I think there's a little more airspace, so maybe you can get through, but so far 0 for 2 from our competitors who have tried it.
Come on, Jasmine. She's a little early as well. Sneak it. Yeah, it's kind of like you got to get over to the right, so you kind of late release it or flip it a little too much. A tough spot for Jasmine. See what she can do with this. Man.
Not a bad pitch out, but still going to be an outside look at best.
Content with the 3s from the rough on that right side. Maybe Deann can give it a run.
Ooh. Yeah, definitely gave it a run. Just a bit off. See if Jasmine can save the par from deep.
She does have that type of putt, though, where it's a hyzer, so it's not really going anywhere if she misses.
Mm-hmm.
And Paige had it looked like that tree was kind of in Paige's way, so.
Yeah, tough line. Just kind of, honestly, probably pushed it a little too deep, if anything. I said pin high earlier, but yeah, I think that one just too straight. Didn't have the right finish, so didn't really have a look from back there. But par on this hole is not too bad. Averaged at 2 point. Nope, this is hole.
Bear with us, guys.
I got to do the mental math because, it's the whole numbers are different. It averaged 3.19. There we go. No birdies on the day, so not missing out on anything. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
All right, hole 15, par 3, 320 feet. There's a telephone pole you can see in the middle. You ideally want to miss it just to the right-hand side and then start to fade at the end. You can get this is another hole that has benefited from the rough kind of slowly clearing out over time. You can get sneaky down the left-hand side. The early gap, but it's not I don't think any player is aiming for that line. The true line is just a straight to finish, right hand, backhand around the pole, and hopefully give yourself a look at a birdie. Or maybe you do go for the inside line and get through everything and go deep. Oh my gosh.
Almost hit Dave.
Yeah. Good dodge skills there from the cameraman. Circle's edge look coming up for Paige. That's a good shot.
I wonder if, as Deann puts it down the gap, that looks
That's
pretty good
pure.
too.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. I mean, couldn't have drawn it up much better.
Or if Dave, because you couldn't really see the disc skip, right? Because, obviously Dave is standing where the disc is going. If it just kind of nips him and he just doesn't say anything, I won't tell Dave.
Yeah. We'll never know.
Like, no, I missed. It didn't hit me. I jumped it.
Yeah. That one pushed a little straight from Juliana, I think, but we'll see what kind of scramble she has coming up. Just needs some finish.
Yeah, that looked a little pulled. But again, her game plan is probably throw it straight and then pitch it up and in. That looked a little bit too far right. Yeah, a little bit in the rough.
Just on the edge, though. Just a tricky little 120-foot upshot or so.
Very
She's
nice,
got those.
good touch.
Yeah, some really nice touch there. Yeah, Juliana, kind of a similar shot.
Yep, floaty nose up, gets the little slide in there for an easy tap in.
Yes, just circles edge for Paige Shue coming up on a birdie look.
She overcorrected that one. She missed a little left. You could see her little, like, what is that? Like, it's just a little frustrating at this point. I'm sure she'll go back today and kind of work on that and work out the kinks for tomorrow.
Ooh, Deann sneaks it in low left. Nice birdie for her. Got a three-way tie now at the top, at least of this card. Obviously, plenty of other groups out there on the course in FPO. But yeah, it's one of those, days where, like, sometimes you just don't know where the putter's going when it leaves your hand, and it can be honestly more like just confusing than frustrating, if anything. It's just like, Paige has made thousands of these putts, right? Just but for some reason, it's just not happening today. Luckily, it is a 3-round tournament, so plenty of strokes still out there. We do play a much different course for round 2, so make sure to come back for that coverage. But we still got 3 holes here at Splinter City. First hole 16 is a par 3 at 285 feet. It is a straight and then right moving shot. I think most of this field is probably just going to throw a nice turnover backhand. It shapes a little better for rather than a true right hand forehand shot. So we will see how they're able to attack it. It's a pretty generous fairway, but gets a little bit tighter as you work your way down towards the green. It needs to turn a little more. You don't really want to find the backside rough, although again, as I'll say, I've said it for the past 3 holes, this is another hole where that left side rough has gotten a lot thinner than it used to be, so definitely scrambleable, but not ideal.
Yeah, there's definitely spiders over there. I don't want to go over there. It looks like a tough area, but probably common of a place to land. You don't hit the angle just right.
Yeah, just a little underturned from those first 2 shots we've seen. This looks like a good correction made from Juliana, as long as it holds. All right, faded out a little bit. Actually it looks like she went past the basket, but might have an open look from deep in circle 2.
It seems like she's got a clear look, and Jasmine has that nice slow turning shot. Let's see if she can put some good use on it.
Cutting it close there with that first tree, but great shape on it.
Yeah.
And nice ground play, too. Gets her up to circle's edge.
See if she can drop one in.
Tricky little scramble from Paige, but not a problem.
Yeah, when you have that step out flick, there's a lot of gaps that you can find.
Yeah, especially on a course like this, the trees are spread out enough in general to where you can generally find a gap that is, pretty sizable. You don't have to worry too much about. Nice bid from Deann there from 50 or 60, just a little bit low. And see if Jasmine can connect here from circle's edge. She drops it in for the birdie.
Very nice.
It's a great pickup.
Works her way back to 1 over. It's an absolute booster in confidence once again.
Yeah, we've seen some nice long putts from the cart. This is a course you're going to find yourself around circle's edge or in shallow circle 2 a lot. If you don't hit your line quite right, or maybe you undercommit a little bit, it's a very common place to land. So ladies are doing well to pick up some of those bonus putts. As we jump into hole 17 is a par 3 at 288 feet. There's a gap you got to hit off the tee. It's probably about 15 feet wide. you can see right in front of us. And then it's pretty much just a dead straight tunnel shot with a low ceiling, classic, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach golf. Make your way up to the green and hopefully leave yourself a putt. It's pretty much identical to like 3 or 4 other holes on this course. So definitely a shot you need to have in the bag.
This looks a little too turned.
Yeah,
but gives her another longer look.
Yeah, another circle 2 look coming up. Yeah, it is pin high, just leaked a little right there. This hole can sometimes get a little windy with the road on the right-hand side. Like sometimes you'll get a breeze, a bit of a headwind coming in that you can't really feel from the tee. So it can be a little bit tricky. Might be part of the reason we've seen some of the ladies overturning their shots. Although that one was a bit underturned.
Another long look. Frustration continues for her just a little bit. Juliana also kind of overturns it. I think you're right. I think there must be a little bit of something coming off the road.
Yeah, you can see the flag kind of waving a little bit. Bunch of long circle 2 looks coming up. We'll see if anybody gives it a good bid.
Oh!
Wow. That was,
I mean,
yeah.
You're frustrated for like half the round, and you throw that in and just look at the smile on her face. You can't be mad.
Just dropping in the 50-footer. Oh, that was awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
What a putt.
Couple highlights.
See if Jasmine can make it 2 in a row. Bit off. But yeah, you said it earlier, right? Like, she's got a nice putt, especially for a course like this with a lot of sand around the greens. You're not going to get a lot of rollaways. Like, she's almost never going to... Oh, as Juliana drops one in. Wow.
Keeping
All
up.
right.
Can't let Paige have the lead, at least on this card. We don't know how anyone else is doing, but can't let Paige have the lead. Nice tester putt there.
Yeah, nice circle's edge putt to connect on. Yeah, we've seen some putting struggles from Juliana as well, but that was a great one. Get the confidence back, hopefully, with 1 to go. Try to finish strong here on hole 18. It's par 4. They changed it a bit this year. 543 feet. It's kind of a double island situation. So you're teeing off from out of bounds. You have to cross this first road to get to the inbounds. And then there's another road that is kind of plays as a river into another island green. It's not a true island, it just plays as standard OB, but yeah, so I think most players, you're just trying to throw something straight off the tee, land safe in that first island, and then you kind of have to pick your poison going into the green. There's a couple different options depending on where you land, but you want to be a little left of where this is going, but it is inbound, so she'll be able to make something work from over there.
Yeah, seems like a lot going on here. So, okay, teeing off from OB, so they're trying to get across this road. That's objective number 1.
Correct. Yep. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, there's not too much in the way. There's
Right.
that telephone pole and the tree on the left. As long as you miss those, you're going to be inbounds, unless you go too far.
Okay.
Which actually this might have just gone too far.
No. Really?
That's like I think that's an inch OB. You can see that kind of
Wow.
string on the ground. It's not that far to go. It's probably 330 to that back side OB. So you're not this tee shot. You're not trying to bite off a crazy amount of distance. Something like this is pretty much perfect.
That looks great.
But yeah, and then there's another island in towards the green. It's not. It doesn't really come into play because the out of bounds is pretty forgiving. But the second shot, approach shot into the green in general is pretty tricky. There's a lot of late trees you got to miss. So I think most players are just going to try to throw another kind of hyzer down this right-hand side. But you can see that leaning tree up there, and there's a couple other ones that you just got to make your way through.
Jasmine going with the standstill. Is he waving the green? I think so. Seems like she's playing this one for par. so sticking to her game plan.
Yep, this is that right-hand side. Just catches that last tree, though.
So there are some gaps for Paige to hit here, it looks like.
Oh yeah, she's in a fine spot. It's just kind of needs a little finish.
Yeah, leave her with another putt. She makes the long one, so you know.
Yeah, we'll see if she can give us one more highlight. Juliana going for a little flex line. This needs a little finish. Should be in bounds, also 40 feet or so. So, a couple long looks coming up. Just a pitch up there for Deann. Take her par.
See if Jasmine can get up and down. Get off the course at 1 up.
Yeah, I don't know if that upshot was in bounds or not. I saw the yellow line next to her, so it was definitely close. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see on her score if it ends up being a par or a bogey.
Good putt to end the round. Come back tomorrow and.
Yeah, 2 down, solid score for
effort.
Deann. Definitely keeps her in it. Nice round for Jasmine as well, regardless of if this is a par or a bogey.
So she
Played
must
very
have
clean
been-
golf, like you said, stuck to her game plan, putted really well. You know, I would be proud of my round if I were her.
Absolutely. And Paige, Juliana. Oh, Juliana ended up. Oh, that's right. She went OB. Paige taking the lead on the card with that last hole.
Yeah, solid round out of her and Juliana both. I'm sure they were, but would have liked to see themselves a little farther under par, but they will have another chance in round 3 to attack the Splinter City course. Once again, taking another look at the shot of the round, that nice upshot we saw from Juliana Korver on hole 9, able to secure a tap-in birdie for herself. Holly Finley comes out with a fire 6 under par, 979 rated round 1, along with Nina Guerrero, Paige Shue, and Jordan Linz will be rounding out our lead card. For round 2, we're headed over to Saakasti. Tight woods over there. Should be interesting to watch. Thank you to the Norse gods as well as our Patreon family for making this coverage possible. Like I said, round 2, Saakasti. It's going to be a very fun watch, so make sure to head over to Gatekeeper Media's YouTube channel for the front 9 and over here for the back 9. We'll see you there.